Hello, YouTube. It's been a while. Let's talk about my penis. You know, that was a joke, but I actually think we do need to talk about it. One day, I will find settings that make me not look pale as fuck. Today is not that day. How do cameras work? So it's been a long ass time since the last episode of PinkBlue. I apologize for that. If you're watching this in the future and you don't know that, I've been updating consistently. Don't worry, everything's fine. I'm really good at YouTube. But if you're here in the present, sorry. The good news is it's because a lot of good shit has been happening. I've been streaming on Twitch a lot lately. I'm moving to Texas in a couple months. It came up way too fast. You know, time is fucky because 2020. It's 2021 right now, just for the record. It's just 2020 was such a fuck up that it has forever fucked up time. But I'm moving to Texas, a couple months. It's May right now. May just started. I'm getting together all the shit that is necessary in order to move. I booked the moving truck. The guys at the TFS office are going to start working in the office again this month, which is like everyone's vaccinated. Like it's a cool feeling, a little sense of normalcy, and it's also good that they get to do that a couple months before I get there. But I am actually going to Texas in a week because I guess we haven't talked about this since the last video. I try to keep y'all updated on the dick facts, dictates. Yeah, okay, I like that because it's like dictates, but like dictates. Taints. I'm losing the thread. I might be able to get bottom surgery way faster than I thought. I figured it was gonna be something like pie in the sky, fucking years from now, I'm gonna have to do a big fundraiser and all this bullshit. Because when I did my top surgery fundraiser, it was because I didn't have insurance, or I was on my, it was like a weird insurance that like wasn't actually insurance. It did fucking nothing. It was going to help nothing. But I was doing some research one night, and I promise we'll get to the video soon. It's just like, I try to keep y'all dictates. Hasn't been one in a while. So there's a lot of information. But also, I don't know why I'm apologizing. Y'all know what this series is. Half of it is talking about queer stuff. Half is Jesse talking about penises. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I was doing research one night. I stumbled into TransBucket, as we all do. TransBucket is a website where trans people can upload pictures and talk about their experiences with surgery. Kind of like a looking out for each other thing of like, hey, this guy does really good work. Or like, hey, I wasn't a big fan of these results. So I was looking at a lot of penises. And there was one place in Texas that I was like really impressed with everything that I was hearing about it. The results were incredible. The bedside manner was really good. It seemed like a really good center. And I realized I have insurance. I have insurance now. That's a big difference from the last time I had to do surgery things. And I was like, I guess they might be able to get me a good deal, or like maybe knock some money off or something like that. But it's also like, y'all, fucking penises are fucking expensive. I will skip ahead a little bit in the story to tell you that if I did not have insurance, bottom surgery was going to be $120,000. Like, ballpark in that. That is a house. That is several cars. And it's a really big reason a lot of trans dudes aren't able to get phalloplasty. There's two different types of bottom surgery: metoidioplasty, phalloplasty. A lot of trans dudes want phalloplasty and they settle for metoidioplasty because it's less expensive, it's less invasive, a lot less big of a deal. And some guys legitimately want metoidioplasty, don't get me wrong. It's a perfectly valid surgery, and if that's what you're looking for, aesthetically and physically, that's totally cool. But for me, I wanted to go directly to phalloplasty. Some people do metoidioplasty and then get phalloplasty later. Some people just stay with metoidioplasty. It's all personal preference. Me, I wanted that thick dick. That, look at that sausage. How do people... I don't know how people catcall penises. Is that the correct? I don't know. If I see a dick that I like, I'm like, cool, that's a cool dick. I don't know how to like, that's a meaty one. Maybe it's just because I'm bad at flirting. I don't know words. Word bad. Anyway, I want a big old dickaroonie. That chorizo, you know what I'm saying? I'm Mexican. Google it. Anyway, I was like, hey, I should check it out. It doesn't hurt to ask, you know, like, let's just let's just see. And what also pushed me to do it is that the center is in Texas and my insurance is through Team 4-Star. It's in Texas. So I called my insurance, explained to them that I wanted to look into, how much does a penis cost? Please, sir, just a skosh. I would like one bowl of cock. And they said, well, we're gonna need a specific number or code or something like that, so you need to ask them specifically. And I was like, okay. So I emailed the center and was like, hey, my insurance needs this code or whatever, just because I want to see like how much money I could possibly get discounted for my penis. How many times am I gonna say that word? Why am I doing this in the video? This is gonna be maybe the thumbnail if it looks good. And they were like, oh, well, it's actually really specific for each different surgery that we offer. You need to get like consulted first, so we know what you're exactly looking for. But what is your insurance? I can check the system for you. And I said, oh, it's this. And they got back to me. This is all through email also. I haven't like talked to anyone physically on the phone. They emailed me back and are like, cool, yeah, that covers it when you want to book your consultation. And I was like, oh, what? Oh, ooh, this is moving a little fast, but like exciting fast, you know? And even at that time, I didn't fully understand what covers means. I thought I was gonna get a very decent discount or something like that, but I was like, okay, yep, let's do it. Booked a consultation. Y'all believe in ghosts? I'm gonna lose some people. I swear to God, I'm not crazy, but there's a lot of like ghostly shit about me and a dead uncle of mine. It's a long story. Anyway, I'm weird. I've always been a weird fucking kid. I experience a lot of synchronicities. If you don't know what that is, you haven't seen Hellier, or maybe Google it. I don't know. I am fairly new to all paranormal bullshit also, so I don't even know. But I can't deny that it keeps happening to me, so it's cool. But also, if you're watching this, you're queer, so maybe you do believe in paranormal stuff. I found that there's a good intersection of interests there. If you're trans or pansexual or whatever the fuck, there's a large majority of us that do want to fuck the Mothman, and that's where we exist. You know what? Don't put me in there. I don't think I want to fuck the Mothman anyway. But he do be thick though. What that moth cock like? Ooh yeah, give me that moth cock, moth balls. So, okay, story. Wait, no, not even the story. I was on a tangent. I self-published a poetry book that a lot of you bought. It sold out all the physical copies. Also, thank you again from present me for previous Jesse's work. I really appreciate y'all buying my dumb poetry book. Anyway, I have a poem in there that is called Mr. and then a last name of an Italian gentleman that I changed for reasons. I didn't want it to be his actual last name. It's a true story that I wrote about in the poem, but I changed the last name slightly to like just... I didn't want to like have someone's actual name in there. I don't know. It was weird for me. But this fake made-up Italian name, it turned out to be the name of the doctor that I was consulting with. And I was like, okay, this is a sign, Jesse. We need to pursue this. Because what are the chances? What are the fucking chances? What? And just the fact that it wasn't the original surgeon that I was considering, I was like, this is specific. I feel like the universe moved out of its way to hook me up with this specific thing. And there's also like, I don't want to go into details, but like there's two different things that were references to Helsing, which is an abridged series that I am in. There was a lot of signs pointing to like, get this consultation. I don't know if you're going to take it. Whatever the case, sometimes I move through life like that. I'm a cartoon character. Things point me in certain directions and I just follow them. And it's led me to where I am now. Anyway, tangent over. Going to the consultation. It's by phone because it's COVID times. The guy's great, super friendly, really professional. He could voice match for Bob Odenkirk. Like legit maybe it's because I'm a voice actor and I'm more sensitive to that stuff, but I just thought I was talking to Bob Odenkirk a lot of the time. Anyway, he asks me some questions because there's a lot of different dicks. How big do you want it? What skin area are we taking from? Is it like leg or thigh? Like what are we doing with that? Do you want a penile implant so you can fuck? Do you want balls? Do you want mothballs? Scrotal implants is the correct term, but all these questions, I answer all the questions. We're going top tier shit for all of it because if this is like the biggest surgery I will ever have in my life, and it's one of the most important. It is the most important. If I'm going for it, I'm fucking going for it. This is the one thing I will splurge on. I could go my whole life without anything else. Just give me that good dick. And at the end, he's like, oh, okay, so we're getting you a Cadillac. Because it's like all the boxes are being checked, you know, like it's like this and this, and you know. And I was like, hell yeah, I love that. And also it is as expensive as a car. Like, so let's do it. Let's buy me that fucking Cadillac. And we talked about it for a while and he went through the risks and benefits. I had to watch a video before I did this consultation of one of the doctors just going through all the stuff. They're one of the top centers in the country for this kind of stuff. Just really good statistics. And he asked if I had any questions, and I was like, well, I don't know if this is your department because it's money stuff, but I'm wondering how much this is going to cost. And he looked at my file and was like, oh, you have insurance. Like, you're good. Like, that's our job, is to get the money from the insurance people. That's us. You're good, bud. And I just felt like Little Orphan Annie, where she shows up at the Warbucks mansion with Daddy Warbucks and is like, I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna do the floors first, and then I'm gonna scrub the whatever. And he's like, no, you're good. What? Go watch TV, you weird child. Or whatever they did in that time period. Go play pick-em-up sticks, you weird child. And then that made me really realize this is possible. I can do this. I could do this if I want to. If I decide and I go for it, this could happen in the near future. All of the requirements were there. You need to be on T for, I think it's at least a year. They just want your T dick to be as big as possible before they implant it in the party dick. These are the terms that we've been using in the Twitch chat. Think about it like your tiny penis is going inside of a mech, big penis, and it's got to operate and power it. Like it's implanted in there. The nerves are going to attach. And specifically in my case, I'm taking it from the arm, which is, it tends to be like yield the best results. So I'm going to be able to feel everything. And that is so exciting. I'm very comfortable and happy in my body as it is right now. But there are things about me where I'm like, yeah, I would rather have a cis-looking penis. For me personally, it's the next step and it's the last step, basically. Like, this is it. And it's so near in the future. It's in my grasp. This is such an opportunity. There's so many factors that go into trans men not being able to do this, whether it's money or insurance or just access to healthcare in general. I am so fucking fortunate and I want it bad enough. So we should just do it. And I was like, okay, what needs to happen? And he was like, well, first you need to get a hysterectomy. We don't do that here, but once you have that, then we wait 4 to 6 months. And then you come in here, and he gave me dates, you know, he's like, usually you come in on a Friday, I think it was, you come in on a Friday, you meet face to face, and then you come in Monday for surgery, then you stay there for a week or whatever it is. And I was like, fuck. All right, so that's where I am right now. I've been looking at places to get a hysterectomy. For those who aren't familiar with bottom surgery, you need to essentially scoop out all the stuff inside in case that there's a problem and that you want to get rid of that stuff. Because they're going to close up the hole, you want to make sure that nothing's going to go wrong in there and they just don't have access to it. So they're going to scoop out all those bits. It's not how that works. There's different methods and none of them involve scooping. Well, there might be some scooping. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm envisioning that it's like a gallon of ice cream of some kind. And that's not how that's going to work. Bodies are fun, huh? Bodies are great. So they take care of that, and then the fun can begin. And that's a big fucking long story to explain why I'm going to Texas next week. If you haven't noticed, trans men aren't very visible in anything, in media or the public eye or anything. Reproductive issues, nothing. Just not there. We don't count. We don't exist. And this creates a communication problem when a man is trying to get a hysterectomy. Golly gosh, I wish I could just go to somewhere local and just have a hysterectomy and be treated like a man and like a human being and not be rushed around from different doctors being like, I don't know why this dude's here. But unfortunately, that is not the case. I wasn't able to find a place that would be able to do it who understood. Like, once I explained it to them enough, they were like, oh, you're not a cis man. I don't understand again. Can you explain it again? Which is wonderful and very gender affirming. But also, I need this uterus fucking out of me. Just scoop it and be done. Like, that's all. I just need that done, please. And I was like, fuck, there has to be, like, trans healthcare cannot be this bad that I can't find a place who knows what the fuck is up. So even though I have not seen my gynecologist in many a year, I went to her. I booked an appointment. And I was like, hey, do you have any ideas? Because I don't know where to start. now even. I'd never gone to a gynecology office as a man, but we called and I was like, could I maybe come in at the end of the day so I don't get some weird looks from some people in the waiting room? And they were super cool and super understanding. And they were like, oh, we actually have quite a few trans clients. It would actually be better to take you at the beginning of the day at like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., like the first appointment of the day. And I learned later, which was very sweet of them, that they didn't book anyone for like 9 or 10 a.m. They booked me at 8 so that there would be plenty of cushion room. And so I wouldn't have to like deal with anyone in the waiting room. And that was very nice of them. And that gave me hope of like, hey, some people know trans men exist. Don't worry. You got someone in your corner, you got someone looking out for you. Sometimes that's all it takes is just one person being thoughtful and nice. Anyway, asked her opinion. She recommended me a place. I called them and they were also not the most knowledgeable. And I was like, well, great. Like, my doctor should know the good people. Like, if this is my best shot, this sucks. Which has nothing to do with her and everything to do with the state of trans healthcare. But then I realized, oh, this center where I'm gonna get my bottom surgery, maybe they have some suggestions. They have to deal with this shit all the time. There's no way no one hasn't asked before. So I called and they were like, oh, actually, you were sent a packet of like a bunch of information when you did your consultation. And turns out I was sitting on the answer the whole goddamn time. Looked through the packet and there were 5 or 6 names of people who could help me out. Thing is, they're in Texas. And I was like, hey, you know what? It'd be great in an ideal future if a trans person could go to a hospital that's near them and get the surgery that they need. But that is not the reality that I live in right now. And I'm fortunate enough that if I'm able to do this, I should just do whatever it takes to get it done. So I am consulting a surgeon in Austin for this surgery. But the good news is I'm going to be living in Texas soon. It's like a 3-hour drive from Austin to Dallas. It's no like walk in the park. But I'm fortunate enough that I'm in the situation that I am in. I am financially stable. And I am as financially stable as I've ever been in my whole life. And my mom offered to help me. So you know what? We should do this. So what we're aiming for, what ideally is going to happen, which is fucking wild, is that I'm going to try to get my surgery scheduled for like the beginning of August. So my mom will already be down there helping me move. My mom and I fly down July 29th. We meet the truck that has already been in transit the past week or however long. We all meet in Dallas. I spend 2 or 3 days unpacking. I get the scooter that I've been meaning to. For that's also a thing that I've been talking about on Twitch. I don't think I've talked about here on the channel. I'm getting a scooter. I don't need a car. I do need a car. I don't like driving. I'm getting a 50cc scooter, which means that I just need a regular driver's license for it, and it's not fast enough to go on the highway. And I can work with that, but Texas is big. And if I want to be able to get groceries and stuff, I need some kind of transportation. Some kind of transportation. I do. Anyway, I have my scooter for maybe 2 days. I've moved in for maybe 2 days, and then I will get surgery because my mom will already be there. She'll be able to drive me from Austin back to my new home. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing that I'm doing. But very exciting. Now I still need to consult with her, but the surgery itself, it looks like should be pretty cut and dry. I'm young and healthy, so I have my best chances at it going great. But it is a major surgery, and I'm gonna be knocked on my ass from like 2 to 3 weeks. It's gonna be maybe 6 weeks total of like, there's stuff that leaves your body. It's a major surgery. There's stuff that's gonna be happening, and there are 3 points of recovery that are just the things that I'm gonna have to tackle. Number 1, physical pain. I can do that. I'm a tough piece of shit. Number 2 is I'm not gonna be able to work out, and that's going to make me depressed. Working out is one of the things that brings me the most joy in life, and I've seen what happens when I take time off of working out, and I know it's a reality of what's gonna happen. I had to take 2 days before and 2 days after getting my tattoo done because I didn't want to stretch it. And I was sad, which is rare for me nowadays, you know, because tea leveled out my hormones and my emotions so much that like I'm pretty content and happy all the time. So for me to be sad, I was like, oh no, this is not going to be good for like 3 to 6 weeks of recovery. It's going to be tough, but I don't know, maybe I'll take up doing crack or something else fun. That's a joke. Don't do crack. No cracking. I hate myself for that. You should hate me too. A lot of trans dudes who have gone through any kind of surgery like this have reported like, yeah, I couldn't work out and it sucked. Which sounds silly. It's like, oh, it's just working out, no big deal. But it's a drug. Endorphins are a drug. When you're used to a certain level of drugs going in your body and then they're not anymore, you're cutting cold turkey. And number 3 is checking my ego at the door. Being in a codependent abusive relationship for so long, once I got out of it, and then I attached that codependency to my new partner. Eventually, rightfully so, they were like, hey, this sucks, I'm doing everything for you. And I was like, oh no, I'm a bad person. And that fucked with my mentality of like, I can't let anyone do anything for me anymore. I need to do everything on my own. I can't ask for help. And that's also bad. I went from one end of the spectrum to the exact opposite. So originally I was just gonna get my hysterectomy done and then deal with it on my own. And I told my mom and she was like, this is a major surgery. Like, I want to take care of you. And I was like, no, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna like, I'll chill on the couch for a few days and like eat some soup or whatever. And she was like, no, this is a really big deal. Like you need, who's gonna drive you to the plane? You can't drive yourself, even if you had a car, which is also very funny to imagine. Not only, I can't drive the scooter, but it'd be very funny for me to get a major surgery done in Austin and then drive back roads on a little scooter that can't go on the highway, can't go over 30 miles per hour, and just try to get myself home and just dying the whole time. Just it's such extreme pain and just being like, I am an independent man. So I was like, yeah, maybe you could help me. It's cool, which is why we're trying to schedule it so that she doesn't have to help me move and then go home and then come right back like a week later. Ideally, if all of this could line up, well, that'd be perfect. So here's hoping. I have the appointment next week. Let's see how it fucking goes. And this is such a wonderful, cool opportunity because personally, having done research on hysterectomies for men, there's no resources. I found one article about a trans dude getting a hysterectomy, but other than that, I can't find anything. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So it's wonderful that I get to experience all of this and then get to turn it into a video. I would love to provide a resource that trans men in the future can look back on and be like, oh, okay, this is what I should expect. I'm gonna detail it. I'm gonna write shit down. I'm gonna take footage if I can. Really exciting, really cool opportunity. I'm gonna feel very bad. It's a surgery. It's a major surgery, but at least I can turn it into something positive. You know what's really funny is we've been talking for so long, I think this is going to be its own video. There's no way. I was gonna talk about bullies next, but like there's no way I could have an hour-long episode of PinkBlue just be me talking about my penis for 30 minutes. There's your life update. I love you. Stay safe. Thank you for listening to me talk about my junk. Take a shot every time Jesse mentions a phallus. You will die. Thank you for your time. Stay safe. I'll see you when I see you. Oh yeah, I might be getting LASIK in a couple weeks. Next time you see me, I might not have glasses. This is all. I love that that's a footnote at the end. Goodbye. Y'all, what can I say? You just watched a video of mine, and that means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I especially want to thank my patrons on Patreon who help make these videos because YouTube is a bad thing. It's a bad thing and it doesn't let you make money and the algorithm is very bad. So I literally would not be able to make these videos without Patreon. So thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate you. I want to thank all of my patrons and I especially want to thank my special tier people. So hello people, silver sponsors. I've done this enough times that now we're just going off book. My brain doesn't know how to work. Silver sponsors. Thank you so much to Alex Buhner, Andrew Dunn, Kieran Benson, Cyberlink 420, Dan Millington, Dane McRae, Gadarine, Giselle Nera, Jean-Baptiste Rousey, Official PSI, Pocket Jawa, and Tasmarty. Guess what's next? What's next? It's gold sponsors. Sam Bartram, Danielle Gormley, Marie Byrne, and Doran McEwen. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, my fucking diamond sponsors, EPAP, Steve Streza, and Tsukiyomi. Thank y'all so much. Go to my Patreon. I have Twitter. I have Instagram. I'm on Twitch. Like I said in the video, I'm streaming on Twitch a lot more lately. You can watch me come be a dumb fuck and play video games. I love you. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Look in the mirror and tell yourself one good thing you love about yourself. I will see you next time.